Yes, and big update in this case has been the discovery of Siddharth Das, the ex-husband of Indrani Mukherjee, the person you're seeing on your screens right now. His whereabouts so far were unknown, but our team in Kolkata managed to trace Siddharth Das. In fact, this is the person you're seeing, the one elusive character in the entire saga who now has been found. India Today's Manogya Loiwal traced Siddharth Das to his house in Kolkata even before the police have, they have been searching for him all this while and have been unable to find him. This is clearly an exclusive India Today impact there. Now, following the interview that our reporter had with Siddharth Das's brother Shantanu, who in fact even appealed, to his brother Siddharth Das to come out and to cooperate with the cops as he is he is the father of Mikhail and Sheena Bora. So joining us now is Indrajit, who did that exclusive interview with, Shantanu. Clearly, Indrajit, this is an impact there because Shantanu did make a desperate appeal to Siddharth Das to come out and, speak to the cops about what he knows regarding the murder mystery.
Well, that's right. It was a fervent plea that was made by Shantanu and his family, for Siddharth to come over ground and make himself clear, reveal his identity that he was in fact Sheena and Mikhail's brother, because their father, because the family here in Karimganj says that it's a small town that they have to live, that they have been living here for some time. They have their own children, own kids. Their futures was at stake, and they're being literally hounded by not just the media but even the locals out here. So therefore, they had made the appeal yesterday. We aired it in the evening, and today Siddharth is out in the open. We are given to understand that even he wants to speak out in the media. He's very hesitant revealing his own identity. That's why in the visuals you see him wearing a helmet. But very shortly, hopefully, we'll be able to show his image as well. And the family has been saying, in Karimganj at least, they have been saying that there is nothing that Siddharth needs to be scared of or hide, because the family believes that Siddharth has nothing to do with this case. The fact that he is the real father of Sheena and Mikhail is what links him to this case, and therefore he should not be worried or scared, and he should come out and speak his mind out.
The mysterious disappearance of Siddharth Das, Indrajit, has baffled investigators throughout. But what about his family members? Weren't they, concerned about the disappearance of Siddharth Das? Because they themselves claim that they haven't been in contact with Siddharth for the last decade.
Well, Avantika, there are two things. The disappearance happened lately. So the family is also, pretty baffled about why Siddharth had disappeared ever since this news broke about Sheena Bora and Indrani's arrest. But to term the entire 10-year stretch of Siddharth's detachment with the family as disappearance would be wrong, because the family says that Siddharth voluntarily did not keep in touch with the family here. And that's the reason why even they lost interest. I spoke to his mother yesterday, and the 73-year-old lady was very emotional when she spoke about Siddharth, about his relationship with Indrani. And she did say that, you can understand the kind of son that he has been, because he did not bother to keep in touch with me, his ailing mother, and even his brother. So the sense of detachment and sense of hurt was very palpable. Now, only Siddharth would be able to explain as to why he was detached, but that's on a different note. At this point in time, what is important is for Siddharth to come out and clarify why he disappeared ever since the Sheena murder mystery broke.
You have spent considerable time there speaking to his family members. Have they ever told you the reason behind the fallout between Siddharth Das and Indrani Mukherjee? What went wrong?
Well, it's not very clear. The family is not very clear about it. What we have given to understand, by the way, is that Siddharth's background, Siddharth's financial and social background did not gel well with Indrani. Indrani, we are given to understand, was always very ambitious. And what the family, Siddharth's family, tell us is that Indrani was already from a very well-to-do family at that point in time. Siddharth, of course, was a struggling person. In fact, we are given to understand that it was Indrani's family, Indrani's parents, who helped him set up a store, a small food joint in Guwahati. So you can understand the difference as far as the social stature and financial background is concerned. Perhaps that seems to be the biggest trigger as far as between Indrani and Siddharth is concerned, because Indrani, went away. She divorced, leaving her children behind in Guwahati with her parents. in search of a better future, a better career. And she was always very ambitious. And as Mikhail, her own son, admitted to us on camera that her mom married several prominent men for fame and money. This is exactly what he told us. So it gives you a sense as to what Indrani was.
Indrajit, I just will interrupt you there. We're getting in some breaking news of the statements being made by Siddharth Das, who so far has been untraceable, has been found. In fact, he has been speaking exclusively to our reporter Manogya Loewal. He's saying, I'm ready to undergo any DNA test to prove, that Sheena and Mikhail, in fact, are his children. He's even said that he was not married to Indrani Mukherjee and that they were just living together. Remember, Indrani Mukherjee's children, Mikhail and Sheena Bora, were brought up by her parents and by their grandparents, and that's what Siddharth Das has to say. Indrajit, stay with us. We'll continue to get more updates from you. You have been talking to his family members, and only after that interview it seems that Siddharth Das has now come out of the dark and he's speaking finally to the media. He's giving his version, he's giving his side of the story. We'll have to take a very short break here, but India Today will be back with lots more.
ऐसा कर सकती है क्या क्या वजह
हम 4 बजे बात करेंगे ना आपको बोला काइंडली प्लीज नो नथिंग आई वाज नॉट इन टच
क्या आपके पास पैसे कम थे इसीलिए
हो सकता है
इसीलिए वो चली गई
ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ চারটের সময়
হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই 4টের সময় বলছি
প্লিজ আন্না
একটা জিনিস বলুন যে ওই 1 বছর বয়সে দুটো বাচ্চাকে ছেড়ে চলে গেল মা আপনাকেও তো ডাম্প করলো বলছে
আরে দাদা কোথায় নে ঠাল দেন আমি বললাম তোকে 4টের সময়
এই 4টের সময় ছাড় এই বাচ্চা এই বাচ্চা
আপনার রিকোয়েস্ট আমি
না ঠিক আপনি বাইক স্টার্ট করে দিন বাইক স্টার্ট করুন
আমি আপনাকে বললাম তো
বাইক স্টার্ট করে বেরিয়ে বাইক স্টার্ট করুন বাইক স্টার্ট করে বেরিয়ে
আমি 4টের সময়
চলো আপনি বেরিয়ে যান
হ্যাঁ কপাল পুলিশ 4টের সময়
আমরা একটু লেট আসি একটু
Okay, so that is Siddharth Das, the father of Sheena Bora and Mikhail Bora, speaking to reporters, breaking his silence for the very first time. This after he was traced by our reporters, by India Today's reporters, who have been, working day and night to try and, find the whereabouts of Siddharth Das, which so far nobody knew of, including the police of Kolkata. In fact, India Today has managed to find Indrani's ex-husband Siddharth Das, the one elusive character in this entire saga, who up till now has been untraced. Nobody knew about him. His own family, including his brother Shantanu, who spoke to our reporters a few days earlier, even made an appeal to Siddharth Das to come out and cooperate with the cops and tell his side of the story. So Siddharth Das there, I think, if I'm not wrong, he did mention that he will be speaking to the media at 4 p.m. He said that he will be, divulging more information, but he briefly did mention that Sheena was his daughter, and that Indrani Mukherjee and him, they were living together many years back, and Indrani Mukherjee walked out of the relationship due to financial constraints. But these are just some of the information and some of the statements that Siddharth Das was making while he was confronted by the reporters. India Today, they're managing to find the whereabouts of Siddharth Das, who so far has maintained a stoic silence. He has not mentioned anything about this case. There were so many conspiracy theories surrounding him, with the police even claiming at one point that he could have fled to Bangladesh. But now Siddharth Das coming out in the light and speaking up for his daughter Sheena Bora, who is now no longer alive. So we'll just listen into what Siddharth Das had to say a short while back to the reporters.
ना उनको जो पेपर में जो टीवी में दिखा है वो पैसे का लालची इतना थी, हो सकता पैसे का लालच में कर सकती थी,
ऐसा कर सकती है क्या हमेशा से इंद्रानी ऐसी ही थी, बहुत ज्यादा एम्बिशियस थी जब आपके साथ रहती?
हाँ उनको पैसा का लालच था।
पैसा का लालच था, क्या यही वजह है उसने आपको छोड़ा?
हाँ हो सकता है
क्या वजह है?
हम 4 बजे बात करेंगे ना आपको बोला काइंडली प्लीज नो नथिंग आई वाज नॉट इन टच
क्या आपके पास पैसे कम थे इसीलिए
हो सकता है
इसीलिए वो चली गई
ওকে থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। চারটের সময়
হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই 4টের সময় বলছি।
প্লিজ আন্না
একটা জিনিস বলুন যে ওই 1 বছর বয়সে দুটো বাচ্চাকে ছেড়ে চলে গেল মা, আপনাকেও তো ডাম্প করলো বলছে।
আরে দাদা কোথায় এনে ঠাললেন? আমি বললাম তোকে 4টের সময়।
এই 4টের সময় ছাড়, এই বাচ্চা না, এই বাচ্চা
আপনার রিকোয়েস্ট আমি
না ঠিক আপনি বাইক স্টার্ট করে দিন, বাইক স্টার্ট
আমি আপনাকে বললাম তো
বাইক স্টার্ট
আপনার
করে
রিকোয়েস্ট আমি এসেছি কিন্তু
বেরিয়ে বাইক স্টার্ট করে বাইক স্টার্ট করে বেরিয়ে
আমি 4টের সময়
চলো আপনি বেরিয়ে যান।
হ্যাঁ কপাল পুলিশ 4টের সময়
হয়নি প্লিজ আমরা একটু লেট আসি একটু
Well, this is indeed a huge catch, a big important breakthrough for the investigators who just recently, in fact yesterday, got an extension of 5 days to grill the 3 accused in police custody and to find really more clinching evidence to make a watertight case. In fact, that was Siddharth Das. He wasn't divulging too much of information, but very briefly speaking to reporters and acknowledging that he indeed is Siddharth Das, the man who has been missing, who has been silent, and who is the father of Sheena Bora. Okay, we are also getting a reaction from Siddharth Das's wife, and this is what she has to say.
বলুন কি জানতে চাইছেন?
আপনি জানতেন?
আমি কিছুই জানতাম না। আমার 17 বছরের সংসার, এর মধ্যে কোনো কিছু যেদিন টিভিতে দেখিয়েছে সেদিনই জানলাম, এবং সেদিনও জানতাম না যে এই সিদ্ধার্থ দাস। যেদিন আমার শাশুড়ি বললেন যে ওনার ছেলে বেঁচে আছে এবং কলকাতায় আছে, উনি সিদ্ধার্থ, সেদিনই জানলাম। তবে আমার আর কিছুই বলার নেই, আমি যা বলার আগেও বলে দিচ্ছি। শুধু আমার ছেলের মুখের দিকে তাকিয়ে প্লিজ আপনারা আর বিরক্ত করবেন না।
আপনি এখন কিছু চাইছেন যেহেতু সিদ্ধার্থ বাবু?
না, আমি কিচ্ছু চাইছি না। যা কিছু জানার বোঝার আপনারা তার সাথে বুঝুন। আমার তার সাথে কোনো অশান্তি নেই, কোনো কিচ্ছু নেই, কোনো ঝামেলা নেই।
আপনি কি চান এটার বিচার হোক?
নিশ্চয়ই বিচার হোক, তার জন্য তো সে আছে, সে তো বলেছে আমি যা ওরা জানতে চাইবে আমি বলবো। এবার আপনারা তার সাথে বুঝে নিন প্লিজ। আমার ছেলের মুখের দিকে তাকিয়ে আপনারা আমাকে আর ডিস্টার্ব করবেন না।
আপনাদের বিয়েটা কবে হয়েছিল?
আমার ছেলের বয়স 17 বছর। এবার বলুন কবে হয়েছিল? আর 17 বছর ধরে এই প্রত্যেকটা লোক আমাকে চেনে।
Okay, that was Babli Das, the wife of Siddharth Das, speaking to reporters. We will just get in our correspondent to find out what exactly was she saying. Indrajit, in fact, joins us, on the phone line. Indrajit, Siddharth Das finally breaking his silence and speaking to the media, giving very little information just now, but even his wife coming out and speaking to the media.
Well, that's right. They have been fully trying to shy away from the media, but unfortunately that is not to be, because this has to happen. If not the media, they would have been located by the police. But the fact that the media has tracked them down, it is incumbent on the police to question him to find fresh leads into the probe at this point. But there are a few things which have been laid on the table. First, it was confirmed by the family that Siddharth is the father of Sheena and Mikhail. Now Siddharth comes out and confirms it again, reconfirms it. But an interesting point, as I've been mentioning earlier as well, Mikhail has yet not spoken out in the media. We're not sure if he's said that to the police, that whether Siddharth is his father. So that remains one point that is still unanswered at this point. The other question, of course, is why has Siddharth been evading, the media, or why has he been, silent so far? It's been more than a week that this case has surfaced, and why was Siddharth did not take so much cognizance? Why didn't he go to the police and speak up, or why didn't he, speak out in general? So that is a question that he would be asked, because he says that he is leading a peaceful life in Kolkata with his second wife and son. But the fact is that if Sheena is his own daughter, and if she's died, if she has been killed mysteriously, the onus is also on him to seek justice, and if not, at least cooperate with the police to get justice for his daughter. So these are some of the questions that he needs to answer. Hopefully he'll be speaking out elaborately again, in the hours to come today. So we'll have to wait for that.
Why was he silent all this while? One only wonders, Indrajit. Do you think that, the appeal that was made by his family members have now actually prompted Siddharth Das and his wife also to come out of the dark and speak up?
Well, Avantika, one thing is very clear. the way he was evasive when he saw our cameras, one thing is very clear: he's been extremely aware of what was going around. Because we can't fathom that he was not aware of what was happening. The entire story unfolding before his eyes. He was extremely cautious, and he was following every minute detail very closely. That's clear, and that's the reason why he is wearing that helmet, which means that he doesn't want to still, show his face at this point. So presumably he is apprehensive about something. What is he really apprehensive about? That is the question that he needs to answer right now. Because, we have got images, but we are yet to verify whether that is the image of Siddharth. So we are waiting for Siddharth to, show his face and speak out even more.
It's strange, isn't it, Indrajit? This is the father we are talking about. He himself admits to that. He admits that Sheena and Mikhail are his children. And so far, he didn't feel the need to come out and speak to anybody, including the police, leave alone the media, including the police. I mean, even where was his concern, and why wasn't he not inquisitive about the whereabouts of his own children?
Exactly. These are the questions that have baffled so many. Even when I spoke to the family, and his brother here, Shantanu, tells me that, it is for Sheena, the memory of Sheena, and for the cause of her justice, that my brother should have come out and spoken, because he has nothing to, worry about. He has not done anything. And the family here clearly believes that, Siddharth is not involved in this case. He has got nothing to do with it. So even they are baffled as to why Siddharth has been, keeping mum, keeping low, in spite of clearly knowing what was happening all around him, a case that has captured the imagination of the entire country for its twists and turns and the entire mystery that shrouds this entire case.
Right, but all of these questions are coming out only now, Indrajit, isn't it? All this while, all these family members have been mum over the whereabouts of Mikhail and Sheena. No one has really, questioned the absence of Sheena Bora in the last 3 years. When was the last time that Siddharth Das's family, which includes his mother and his siblings, meet Mikhail and Sheena?
Well, very interesting question. Yesterday I spoke to Siddharth's mom. She's 72, and she was clearly, quite emotional when she was talking about, Sheena, and mostly about Siddharth, getting estranged from the family. So she told me that it was around, she was around a few months old when Sheena, came to this house, where Sheena was brought along with Indrani, and the family claims that they met Indrani only once, and even Sheena at the time when she was an infant. So that's the only memory. It's very curious as to how is it possible that the family has no photographs of Siddharth, Indrani and Sheena, family photographs. We asked them, we probed them, they said that, family albums are difficult to keep, there's nothing that they can provide us at this point in time. And Shantanu's wife has also told us that it's also embarrassing for them to probe Siddharth about his previous wife. So they would rather, not talk about it in front of his present wife.
All right, Indrajit, thanks so much for getting us an update. Clearly the mystery, with respect to this case is deepening with each passing day. There are so many unanswered questions. One only hopes that some of them at least are answered once the investigations are over. With that, we'll take a short break. Stay tuned. We'll be back with lots more news and updates. We'll also find out as to what more does Siddharth Das have to disclose.